Alright, how's it going, folks? It is Wits End FL. We are back again for another one-take review. This time, we are doing the Roon. So, the Roon is the Tier 8, the brand new Tier 8 German heavy cruiser. Was never made, as is the case with, I think, every Tier 8 except for the Alan M. Sumner, the Yagumo, and I think that's it. No, Buffalo wasn't made. There was a real cruiser in between the Baltimore and the Des Moines, but they chose not to make it, I guess, because they'd be too similar. But in any case, this was not a real ship. It is, however, in Tier 8, and it is very good. I like it quite a bit. Tier 8 cruiser play is interesting. So let's just go ahead and go over it. For my build, I am running Karl von Muller. You might be wondering why I am not running Gunther Lütjens, which is who I run on my Hipper. That is because this ship and the Hipper are not the same ship. They are actually very different. They play very differently. So let's go over that. Aiming systems mod 1, rudder shift mod, reload mod. That's what we got there. We have a sonar, 5.6 kilometer detection of ships, 3.8 detectability. It's the exact same one as the Hipper, actually. No changes there. For some unknown reason, we get 6 total fighters, but excuse me, I don't think I've used all 6 ever. You'd basically have to constantly put up a fighter the second it's recharged to use all of them for the most part. So, but it's nice to have, I guess. And 3 heals that are pretty average heals. Not great, not terrible. Stats. We have 49,500 hit points. Armor that goes from 16 to 150 millimeters. 19% torque damage reduction. Artillery. We have 9 3x3 203 millimeters, so 8-inch guns that reload in 8.7 seconds. They fire up to 17.4 kilometers with this build. Do 2,700 maximum HE shell damage with 15.5% fire chances. And a max AP shell damage of 6,300, which is pretty spicy. We'll put it that way. That's about what the Riga gets, so it's substantial. Secondary armament, it's actually pretty good. We get 12 105s, 6 or 3 on each side, 6 double turrets that fire out to 5.2 kilometers, reload in 3.3 seconds. 1,200 max HE shell damage, so they don't hurt. 7.5% fire chance. However, we do get some 150s, which is Bismarck secondaries. Really, it's like mines guns, so what up, Ilham? Also firing out to 5.2 kilometers, we have 4 single barrel secondaries, the 150s, and 1 double barrel 150 each. No? Just a single double barrel. It's up in the front, that's right. It's on the front of the ship. Those do 1,700 max HE shell damage, 10.5% fire chance, so it's not bad fire chance for secondary. Torpedoes. Interestingly, we actually get worse torpedoes than the Hipper, which I don't know how I feel about. Actually, I do know how I feel about it, but we'll go over that. It's not the only thing that's a little strange. But in any case, we're only getting 4 torps. They're the exact same specs as Hipper torps, only we get 1 less each. Or 2 less torps per side. We only get 1 rack of 4 instead of 2 racks of 6. Or 2 racks of 3. And the Mines gets 2 racks of 4 on each side. So I don't really know why they only gave it 4. It's not like it's a real ship and it had to be made accurate. They could have done whatever they wanted with this. But in any case, nothing special there, and it's actually weaker than the Hipper. AA defense, it's not great. 4.5 kilometer max firing range. Some of it only fires at 2 kilometers. It's German, so you get 72 rating, and then you have to compensate with the fighters as well. But between this and the fighters, it's not terrible. It can do its job. Maneuverability is okay. 33.6 knots. 780 max turning circle radius with 4.4 rudder shift with this build. The Agile build, running Agiline Baltimore as a commander, I've gotten that down to about 3. So I've not been able to get it to below 3, but granted my commanders are not maxed, so It does seem to be a little less agile than the Hipper. Concealment, I have a rank 3 camo, so I'm at 13.3 kilometers. You could get it down to probably 13.1 with a max camo. Next up is the armor. So let's go ahead and go over the armor here. 27mm plating everywhere, similar to the Hipper. What's interesting about this versus the Hipper is we have a little strip of 40mm up there. However, the overall bow is only 27mm. We don't get an icebreaker like we do in the Hipper. Which I can't really understand why. So we lose out on the icebreaker that Hipper has. Next up is the armor belt. Now Hipper typically has like a 90mm plate all the way through, so you can bounce every shell in the game. Which technically this does as well underneath, but it is a little lower than what the Hipper has, so it's a little frustrating. In the sense that you don't get as good of armor as Hipper despite being a tier higher, you know. But the whole draw to this ship is undoubtedly these guns. These guns are fantastic. But it is a little strange that they lose out on the armor that Hipper has despite going up a tier. So it's not a real ship. They made in 1938. Differed from her predecessor with her larger size, which you do notice, and reinforced AA armament. She had more main battery guns with a different arrangement, resulting in the ship's artillery power being concentrated in her aft end. So, you get a look up front, you get one triple barrel 203, and then there's that double barrel 150 secondary we talked about. In the back, we have two triple barrel 203s back here, and then we've got some 105 secondaries, and then of course the single barrels are the 150s, which do a little more damage. Torp tubes are back there as well. The firing angles on them are not terrible, but again, you have two less than the Hipper has, so that's a little frustrating. So this thing, as you can kind of see, is very similar to the Nuremberg, and I will say that this ship is essentially a tier 8 Nuremberg. That's the way it plays out. It's a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses. Strengths in that the HE is great, they fire quick, they light some fires, and the AP is also very great. If you get a broadside, you will absolutely smack it. It's no joke. The AP is insane in this thing. But it's in the sense that it's not the most agile thing in the world, and it can get nuked very frequently. And hard, so you have to be careful. And I will say that Tier 8 as a whole seems to play very similar to Tier 5 cruiser play. In the sense that there's a lot of great cruisers, you know, but they're pretty much all of them, you know, if you go, you cannot mess up. But again, I'm not complaining about that. I think that's probably a good thing. It fixes the overpen mechanic, because that's just too much at Tier 7. And it also, the higher tier up you go, the less margin for error there's supposed to be. That's the way it is, you know. You go broadside in any of the legendary tier battleships, you will get one shot. If you go broadside in any of the legendary tier cruisers, you will get one shot. So, I mean, this is just legendary tier, just a little tiny bit scaled down in terms of the error for the margin for error, rather. So what you want to be doing with the Roon, because you're not really going to come across too many ships you can bow tank. In this case, we have the Flounder, a Failed Division, Gneisenau, and a Bismarck. But the Soyuz and the Yamato are scary. Like I said, it is a Nuremberg. You want to pretend that this is a Nuremberg. So, you know, look for island spam opportunities. Kiting is a good opportunity as well. The 203s get great penetration because you get 1/4 HE pen for being German. So you can pen 32 millimeters and sometimes a little more than 32. But, shit. That's a good opportunity to show off the torque firing angles. They're pretty good, man. What up, Azuma? So, I mean, we got an opportunity here to just sit here and island spam, so why don't we? Like I said, look for these opportunities. Now, at this range, I mean, with the superstructure, we may be able to get him pretty good, but we just smacked that man for 6k with HE. Now, granted, this is a tier 6 ship. You're not going to be going against tier 6 ships. Tier 7 is your floor. This is just a failed division, so... It has crazy HE pen on tier 6s. And at times, you do get crazy HE pen against tier 7s. And tier 8s. But that was perhaps a little much. There's the Yagumo. So you notice the reload's not bad for having 8-inch guns. I mean, you know, 8 seconds is pretty solid. Yagumo is getting absolutely smacked out there. So, it plays similar to Nuremberg in the reload, the way the guns penetrate, because the 150s penetrate similar to these 203s at tier 8, I would say. And of course, you know, just the firing layout is the same. But again, I'm not a fan that you get better torps on Nuremberg than you do, which is tier 5, than you do on this. Every German cruiser, tier 4 onwards, gets 6 torpedoes per side. This is the only one. So you notice we're getting some great HE pens. That's the nice thing. Not so much the fire chance, but the penetration. And the HE damage. But the AP is, like I said, that is the place, that's where the ship shines, for sure. But I don't think we can really penetrate a Flounder, which has the trolley French armor at this range. And we know he's on damage con, so we just double fired that guy. The firing angles you'll notice are not fantastic. That guy's now triple fired, so that's good enough for me. Oh dear, what is that? Let's see if we can quad fire him just real quick. No, but he's gonna be dead, so. Somebody yoinked our kill, though. Again, island spamming. Stonks, people. We're gonna go ahead and use one of our 6 fighters. Although I don't think we're gonna get spotting. Now, we do not want to sit in this spot. We will get absolutely clobbered if we get caught broadside like this. Things absolutely smack this thing. Like I said, Nuremberg, people. But I think all of Tier 8 cruiser play seems to mimic Tier 5 cruiser play in the sense that you don't have anything that's terribly agile. Things are going to get nuked, but every cruiser is just fantastic. It's all heavy cruisers too, which is nice. Because Legendary Tier, I think, is a little too much of a light cruiser meta. A light cruiser and super cruiser. You don't have any true, just heavy, familiar cruisers. Everything just has insane fire rates. So it's just spam ships. I don't want to cut in because this thing's turning circle is not fantastic, but we're kind of running out of options here. And we don't want to be getting close to Yamato because we cannot angle against that guy. Our hope is dodge the shells. That's it. Alright, looks like he's reversing, so we're going to go ahead and cut in now. Again, turning circle, you'll notice, is chonky. I can't say it enough. It really does play out like Tier 5 in terms of your cruisers. There's a Baltimore. I would love the opportunity to show off the AP. Let's go ahead and swap. Although at this range, and I can't really tell what angle he's presenting, but we're going to take a test fire anyway. Got a nice little fire on him. We got 3 pens on him. I have depth struck many cruisers to this point, many light cruisers, you know, and it can slap battleships too. Don't be afraid. You just have to be in close range. Or superstructures. Superstructures it does a very good job at. Let's go ahead and kite towards the left a little bit. Oh, you know what? No. This guy's giving us a nice broadside, so just sitting there too. Oh, he just got smacked. He's dead. Okay. Once again, island spamming this guy. He just did damage on a single fire, so... The nice thing is we can penetrate most every deck in the game. So I don't have the Buffalo, but this ship is, like I said, like a Nuremberg, and Buffalo I think is very much like a Pensacola. Fantastic guns, but you have to be very careful. We just perma double fired him. Things are looking good there. This guy's gonna have a bad time.
Nice work.
And that one's a win. So we placed third on the leaderboard. 94 hits, bunch of fires. So pretty solid. Let's go and do another one. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Buffalo is very much like a Pensacola. This is very much like a Nuremberg. The Donskoy, I don't really know. It looks like a Talon, but I've heard that it doesn't get the same shell velocity or penetration that Talon does. If it did, that would be fantastic, but I've heard it's supposed to be an HE spammer. Which, not a huge fan of that idea. How's it going, Ronald? Not a huge fan of that idea with that turret layout and with, you know, the flat trajectory of the Russian guns. We have a Saipan going against us, which is not good. Kagro, I mean, the only thing that overmatches us in this game, though, is the Soyuz. So, against tier 7s, you get a lot of 15-inch opponents in tier 7s. Nothing at tier 8, nothing at legendary yet. I have a feeling the French battleship is going to end up being a 15-inch one. So you may be able to angle against that and battle tank that, but I think that'll probably be it. I think everything else is going to get 16s or perhaps larger. And the thing about those 15s is there's a lot of them, and they have great penetration, so you go broadside to them, you can get nuked. There's a Brandenburg. Hayabusa JT2. I wonder if this guy likes bikes. We're spotted. Why are we spotted?
Wir wurden entdeckt.
Ooh, this could be bad. Yeah, so we just got citadeled a few times. So, like we said, you gotta be very careful. I was not expecting to be spotted. I thought we had a good island spam opportunity. Let's go ahead and launch our plane here. One of our 6, anyway.
Torpedos auf Backboot!
Ooh, there we have a Sumner, who may run into torps. Those look solid. Oh man, those look so solid.
Torpedos auf Backboot!
Oh, damn it. There are 3 destroyers in there. So we need to get in there. Problem is our turning circle. We're not going to be able to make that turn, so let's go around to the right and cut in that way. Take a quick little shot at the Soyuz. Never mind. We can't do that.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
We're spotted. Okay, sonar.
Katapultjäger kehrt zum Schiff zurück.
There's one.
Feueralarm!
That's a lot of torpedoes. They're just coming to us, though. There's the first one. Let's go and get the Sumner now. There we have a Buffalo.
Feueralarm!
We are not going to reverse into those torpedoes, I promise you. Let's try and catch up with this man. I want to get all three of these guys. And we have the opportunity. We need to load HE.
Alle Kräfte, diesen Bereich erobern.
Nice.
Katapultjäger in der Luft.
Torps. Not a good situation for us here. Especially if the Brandenburg's coming after us.
Feueralarm! Problem gelöst.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Had no options though. I could not run into those torps. So, you can see it does get nuked. And that was by a Brandenburg. Brandenburg, in my experience, never gets citadels. So, don't count on getting overpenned by a larger caliber. It doesn't.
Gute Arbeit.
So we took out one of their destroyer, did some damage to the second. The third one's the only one left. Now, luckily, the red team has largely collapsed. The Brandenburg's pretty low health. The Buffalo, we took a few shots at. Z-23 is the only thing that's got any significant health other than the carrier.
Fire on the target. Attention. Reporting a target's position.
And we'll see if we can't get a third one. Yeah, the Kitakami, the Kuma Torp class. I need to submit my timesheets for work. I completely forgot about that. Let me do that.
Attention. Reporting a target's position.
Log in. There's a Saipan. I would love to try the AP against the carrier. I have not had an opportunity so far. But I have a feeling it would absolutely smack a carrier at just about any range. They seem to get overpenned by most everything else. And this thing, I think, has the perfect medium of penetration. It's like a large amount, not so large you're going to overpen things. I have Devstruck, full health Edinburghs, full health Clevelands. If you get a broadside, especially a light cruiser, man, they will be gone. And there's something beautiful about that. The usual suspects for overpens, not against this.
Of a strategic target.
Oh, the Delny. Ooh, he's losing. Come on, there we go. I have heard some bad things about the Delny. Kitakami would be pretty busted. If I remember right, on PC, they actually added Kitakami to like tier 8 or something, which is like R tier 7, which is 40 torpedoes per side, so you can imagine how busted that is.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
Accepts. Alright, there we go. Time submitted. Didn't want to forget that. Alright, so it looks like things went pretty well for our team. Z23 looks to be the only thing left. Trouble is just hunting them down. Hopefully it doesn't last on too much longer. Looks like they're in D. I don't know if this guy's just going for clear skies or what. Because he's in A right now, so I have no idea what this guy is doing. Probably going to shoot down planes for whatever reason. This one's probably going to drag out a minute or two, unfortunately.
Gefecht endet in 5 Minuten.
Carrier needs to go spot this guy. There he is. Got him. Alright, I don't know what this guy's doing. Like we keep saying, beeline to the straight back of the map. That's just how it's been going for destroyer play on blue team for me. We would have to seriously throw for him living to be the determining factor on if we win this game or not. It'd have to be an insane throw. Oh, damn. This one's likely going to get dragged out till we're out of points. I hope not, but it's probably how it's going to go. Or the Veneto could turn around and rush him, shred him with some secondaries. I'd like to see that. Get him. There we go. Secondaries. That's what I like to see. only they've hit. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Perfect. So, not a great one that time, but we did hunt down some destroyers. So let's give you guys one more. Hopefully we get to showcase some AP this time, because it slaps. That's what I'd really like to showcase, because you're not going to get a good idea on it until you get a salvo with it. We're on Sea of Fortune again. Which usually does not end up being a brawling map, so... Alright, we spawned A side, Sea of Fortune. We're going right. They have a Weimar, an Alaska, and a Zuma. The Weimar will absolutely get nuked by this thing, which is perfect. Let's load HE for the first salvo here. I will say, when you first unlock the Roon, I think you are going to struggle with it. Without the hull, it really needs all three upgrades. You need the hull, you need the guns, you need the range. The hull is first on the priority list, second I would say is range, third's the guns. But all three of them are incredibly important. So it's a shame that it's very difficult at first. I mean, that's kind of how cruisers are. You need that hull for the most part, but especially with this. Hopefully we get up and close with the up close and personal with the Weimar. That's my hope. Finito's coming in, so we can spam him a little bit. We can bounce his shells. He is the... There's two battleships, I guess, that we can bounce in here. Like I said, it's nice about Tier 7 is you get a lot of 15-inch guns. But we don't want to get too close to this guy, because SAP will shred us. I mean, honestly, we might be able to get a broadside on him if we keep pushing up. The Azuma's here. Okay, our third gun's bugged. Oh, I know what we need to do. I am seeing a beautiful opportunity. I think Weimar's here too. Oh no, he's dead. Yeah, Weimar is here for sure. I really wish this thing had the full 360 guns. That would be beautiful. Weimar's over here for sure. Yeah, that's Weimar. Haha, I'm too good. So Zuma's out here somewhere. Right there. So... we're spotted.
Wir wurden entdeckt.
Katapultjäger zerstört.
Excuse me. Oh,
Bestätige.
there we go. We're gonna push around to the back so this guy can't really reverse. Kind of sandwich him in. Weimar's out here somewhere, but we don't know where. Well, there's our answer. Okay. There's a beautiful shot. There's one citadel. Oh! Oh! That was something, man.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer versenkt.
These guns are no joke with AP. We're gonna be playing this game with the Weimar.
Feueralarm.
And the sad thing is, he has more DPM than us.
Torpedowerfer zerstört.
He can fire 2 shots for every one of ours. And he has 2 guns while chasing us, too. But we have better penetration than him. And armor. He's double fired.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
We start kiting away.
Problem gelöst.
This way we get off 2 guns as well. And we remove his advantage.
Feueralarm.
And again, Weimar is doing just fine. I actually really need to clip a video of Weimar. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and drop spot.
Problem gelöst.
There we go. We will get that guy, make no mistake. Ooh. We just need the right opportunity. There we go.
Gefecht endet in 5 Minuten.
We're all out of heals, too. There we go. We got him.
Wir haben einen gegnerischen Kreuzer versenkt.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
Let's just hope he doesn't get us back. Nope, we're good. Alright. That was what I was hoping for, is to get an opportunity to show off the AP for you guys. So, very good AP, as you can see. We literally dev struck a cruiser and a Zuma. So HE pen is very good, which means HE damage is good. Fire chance is not fantastic, but not terrible either. I think it's perfect. I think it's about right where it needs to be. But the AP, again, absolute star of the show. And again, I don't think you want to be playing this as close in as you do with Hipper. Just because you lose out on a lot of the benefits of Hipper. The firing angles, the maneuverability, the armor. But you gain fantastic guns. And you gain better HE, better range. So there's a few things you lose out on, but overall I'd say it's probably a better ship than Hipper, more competitive, better DPM. Well, this one's going to be a win. Our battleships are already over there. We were busy fighting the Weimar out here. A couple of open water German gunboats. That was a good battle. That guy put up a good fight. It's very close. Very close. So I think all three of these games definitely get across the point of what Roon is. I'd say these are about probably the perfect showcases. On one hand, you have great ability to HE sling. It's very adequate HE damage. On the other hand, you're going to get nuked frequently, so you need to play it carefully. And then on the other hand, this AP is monstrous. Simply diabolical. It has an evil plan, and you are the tool of its execution. I think probably the best thing we can do, just in case these guys throw, is just stay alive. We don't have any hit points at all. Unless there's an opportunity to island sling. There we go. We got him. Yeah, so 102,000 damage, 104 targets hit, 2 kills, 4 fires, 7 citadels, 5 targets hits, and with the secondaries, and 1 dev strike. We placed 4th on the leaderboard. That was a nice little brawl game. We got to dev strike a cruiser, and got to open water gunboat it out with a Weimar. So you'll notice the AP pen is still great, probably a little better than Hipper's, but that AP shell damage, you notice that big time, man. That's 6,300 as opposed to Hipper's. Let's see what Hipper's is. I think it's like 40 something. Oh no, 6,210. Oh wow, I'm surprised. But the dispersion on these are absolute railguns. So, personally, I think that the AP just, for whatever reason, works a lot better with this ship. I don't know what it is, but it slaps. So, with that said, guys, that is going to conclude this review. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I think it went about as well as it could have. Showed off all 3 points of the ship I wanted to get across with 3 different games. So, if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for